Well, anyway, when I left over there at the graduation party, I went over to the manor to see if they had heard from Deb. Deb is going to have to give up her apartment at the manor. They have moved her from the hospital in Lovell to the nursing home, and evidently they anticipate she's going to be there a while.
Okay.
So, yeah, bless her heart. I know that's a real heartache. She had waited so long, and they had moved her, from the second floor up to the third, and she loved the apartment where she was at, but she doesn't have a choice. So, yeah, let's just keep praying for Deb.
Yep, we will do that. Thanks for the update. I know that you were going to do some checking with it, and that's Debbie Hart. Some of you have met her, and some of you have not, but be lifting her up, and hopefully that she can get back on her feet well enough to get out of the nursing home. Any other testimonies anybody would like to share this evening? Carl's coming up to share. Look at that. He's coming right up here. Yep.
I've found out in the last week or two that the Lord is really getting into my life, and it's great. I learned here recently that Brenda Madsen's mother was still alive. I didn't even know if she was still alive, and so I made it over to the nursing home Friday and visited with her for about an hour, and she's doing great over there. And then the pastor told me that Madsens are living in the house that they lived in, that Brenda lived in when she was a young child, and she was good friends with my daughter. I'd never seen either one of them around my house when I was working for Dick Moore out on Willwood, but now I find out that they were great friends all the time we lived out there. So it's a shock to me. The Lord's been with me right here in town of Powell, Wyoming.
Yeah, Carl was sharing that his daughter and Brenda grew up a little bit together and spent time, and they would ride bikes and stuff together, and it just kind of hit him with Kay and Kaylin and who she was, and he said, I'm going to go up and visit her and see if she remembers me this week, and he did that and got to spend a little time there. I think he was going to visit some other people, but they had such a good time visiting that it took up most of your time, didn't it, Carl? Yeah, just kind of reminiscing and stuff, but I think that's pretty neat. Carl knew the family, and they knew him. And
He is such a sweetheart, and I've known him for ages, but they think by the surgery that she's had, she's going to be able to get up and move. And I'm just praying, Lord, it's going to take a miracle.
Right.
I think of all people she can handle.
Yeah. Yeah, Kay has got a good spirits when she comes to the Bible study up at the nursing home. Loves to be there, loves the Word, loves to just share her heart and stuff. So it's lovely to have her. We have to remind her, though, that it's Monday Bible study, and she is right in there if she can be in there. So anybody else have a testimony tonight to share? That'd like to come and share with us? Okay. You sure?
It's been a great blessing to be part of the nursing home Bible study on Mondays, and last week they got the TV hooked up, and so we were able to YouTube music, and I tell you what, those people love those old hymns, and it just touched their hearts. I tell you, they could be our choir here. I tell you, they were just very excited about it. They wanted to keep singing and stuff. So what a joy to be able to have that TV and be able to have music in there to help us be on tune and on pitch and everything. But, this morning we tried our first kind of test run with the TV up there live streaming our service. Unfortunately, it didn't work. We've got to download the Adobe Flash player. But I'm told by another gentleman this afternoon that I talked with that will probably correct the issue we have, and then we'll be able to live stream our service to them. And I think that will be exciting. They are. I saw that with my mom and dad when they were getting up in their years, and they weren't able to fellowship with the church in Cody any longer. And what a blessing to be able to fellowship. That was very important in their life, and to have communion. And so that's something I have come away from being around with my parents, knowing that that's important to the elderly at this time of their life. And so we look forward to continual ministry there and what the Lord's going to do. So it's going well. I think we had somewhere close to 22 again last week. So good turnout. I'm not sure what we're going to keep doing because we don't have much room left in there. But the Lord knows. We'll just give it to Him.
Yeah, we do appreciate that there. We've had to move. They kind of have one row of some pews on one side, and then the other side they had taken out so wheelchairs could get in. And Alan's been moving some things kind of out of the way to get a little bit more room in there. But it's pretty filled up. And that last week I know we had 22, but there was a few more that I know that generally come that weren't there. So pretty good turnout. It seems like they're coming back. And I know Willa, again, we'd mentioned her, come to know the Lord, and I think it was real. This time you could just see it in her heart. There was another, Ethelyn's daughter, Wanda, that was there. And I really think that the Lord was working in Wanda's heart, and I think very possibly she might have given her life to the Lord too. And she's I was putting her in maybe in her 40s or 50s, somewhere in there. I can't tell ages anymore. I used to be able to be pretty good, but it's hard anymore. But I think she very likely did too, coming in there with their mom. So the Lord's doing a great work at the nursing home, and we haven't got into the schools and some of the youngers, our high schoolers. But as the Lord opens those doors too, He's going to give us ministers and things to be able to work in those areas too. So I know we got Sunday school going with Shelley doing that, and just like to get into the schools and do a few things there, ministering. But we need workers. The Lord, in the Lord's time, we'll bring them along and we'll be able to do it. But where He's opened the door, we go through and we're faithful and we're seeing great things happen for the Lord. And I enjoy ministering to those that are older, that are in the nursing home too. It blesses my heart to be able to be up amongst them. So thank Alan for his testimony and things that are going on there. Still be praying for Jeanette Smith. She's the one that's got that she keeps coming back. Bible study, I'm coming back, but the heart's just a little hard. She's not quite ready to receive the Lord, and we don't know how much time she's got. So we definitely be praying for Jeanette. Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to share this evening? Share testimony. Okay. Yes, Sandy, share a praise. Yes, we will take a praise.
You know, Lydia's had all this problems going in and out of the hospital and stuff, and they did all kinds of tests because she is in so much pain and, trying to figure out what is wrong. Well, they figured out that because of her brain damage, she can't process food very well, like what she's eating, and it's causing all kinds of gas in her. And so after all these tests, that's what they come down to. So they put a feeding tube in, and Jackie was telling me they put a valve on there, and they're only giving her like an ounce an hour of milk, but there's a little valve, and she can open that valve and let the gas out. And so when we talked to her last week, Lydia was smiling and happy, and that was just a real blessing to me and to them.
Yep. Keep praying for her, little Lydia. Jackie actually called Shelley and I this week. Shelley called her back, and we didn't get into communication with her anyway, but we wanted to be able to have opportunity to visit with her too. So that was kind of nice to just get a phone call from her. And but they're dear to our hearts, aren't they? Jackie, many of you haven't met Jackie, but hopefully sometime her and Peter and Lydia will be able to come, be able to meet them, fellowship with them. And I know she was kind of, when we started as a church too, praying for us pretty hard, right around a lot of during that time too. So thank the Lord for her, for Lydia. Kurt's usually pretty good on Wednesdays about showing pictures. Pictures of Lydia. He says, that's all I get. I don't get all the other communication, but I get pictures. Yeah. Well, any more testimonies? Give you an opportunity. If not, we'll bring Alan up and we'll go to our next hymn. And I think it's going to be 168, number 168.